All right, hello everybody. Welcome to title of your mixtape. I kind of forgot the title.
You forgot.
So my name is Jairo,
I'm Leia.
and we are two musicians who are starting a podcast about
All
music.
things music.
Yeah. So Leia, tell me what you do in this beautiful field of music.
So I prefer to write. I do pop rock. If you want to hear that, you can't because nothing's out. I have a single though. I guess we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
I do pop rock. I like to write. I like to produce my own stuff. And work with all my musician friends. Haro, tell me about yourself.
Okay, so very similar. I'm also a songwriter. I play guitar and I do like all of my production and all that stuff by myself. Yeah, so we're songwriters. We kind of do a lot of different stuff, but mainly the thing is
Pop.
artists and songwriters in pop.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought like us. We do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we do
We
pop.
both do pop.
Yeah.
We're trying to be pop.
Yeah, man. Trying to be pop, but we'll see.
It's hard.
We'll see if it pops.
We'll see. Oh my god. This week, our topic is. I'm just gonna talk over you. I'm sorry.
Hey, man.
So this.
I'm all for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, this.
I'm kidding. Go.
This week's topic is influences. Since it's our intro and our very first episode, we're gonna talk more about us. Because musicians are very narcissistic. If it's not about us, what's the point?
Yeah. That was like two different notes. You could actually sample that. Yeah.
I will.
Please do.
Okay. Would you like to start? Do you have? I feel like you have more stuff to talk about.
Not really, but
No,
hey,
I
we'll
thought you made
figure
notes.
this out.
Okay, I didn't.
Influences.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I guess I can just start talking about my influences and then.
When did you get into music?
Ooh, I like this kind of format, like interview kind of format. Wait, we started. Okay.
You mean talking to each other?
Hey, thank you for having me on this podcast. So I started getting into music. It's different times. Like at first, like I wanted to learn how to play like guitar. No, I was in the choir for my school when I was like 4. I was crappy though. Like it was bad. It doesn't
In
really
the choir?
count that much.
No. Yeah. Well, all kids are crap.
Yeah, all the kids are crap. That's our slogan.
Title of your mixtape. All kids are crap.
Yeah, I like that. So yeah, I did that and it wasn't really happening. Like nothing was going on.
Okay.
I wanted to learn how to play the guitar because I heard one of my influences, Juanes, from Colombia. He's a very good guitar player. So I was like, oh, I gotta learn how to play guitar, but never really signed up for guitar classes or anything, and there wasn't any. So like my dad showed me like a website where you could kind of teach yourself, kind of like tutorials and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the discipline to figure it out, so I was like.
To teach yourself?
I tried and I figured some stuff out, but like.
How old are you?
At that point, I was like 8 years old, I think, and it was pretty bad. But then I came to Canada, and when I was in high school, I started getting more into music. I like started listening to another one of my influences, Maroon 5, like religiously. And so I was like, oh, okay. And then in my high school, they offered guitar classes, so I was like, I'm gonna take that. Mm-hmm. And then with a teacher, Martin Trainer, shout out. I don't know if he wants his name shout. Oh my god. Sorry,
maybe
Martin.
let's not.
Yeah, it's also
names.
like a brand of guitar, so maybe I was just saying, hey, Martin.
Wait, did you say his last
teaching
name?
me the Trainer.
Did you say his last name?
Yeah, Trainer is the Anyway.
So he was born to be a music teacher?
Basically, yeah. We always talked about that.
Wow. Oh, that was a joke already.
Yeah.
Not
late to the game.
So I didn't know his name until.
Yeah. So my influences: Maroon 5, Ed Sheeran, Michael Jackson, Queen, Charlie Puth. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different stuff, and I listen to a lot of stuff. But I like pop a lot because it kind of brings stuff from other kind of genres and brings it into like a nice digestible form.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to digest, but also like it's got so many different influences, which is what we're talking about today, isn't
There
it?
we go.
Um,
Isn't that funny?
yeah. Okay. How about you? When did you first start getting into music?
Super young. I'm Filipino, so like every family party is karaoke. And like, oh, show Tita something here. Are you good?
Yeah. My concept, my idea for TOVG has backfired on me.
All over you.
Yeah.
God. Anyways, so yeah, I sing a lot in church.
Mm-hmm.
Got into writing like later on though, like maybe 13, 14. Like I wrote a lot as a kid, but more short stories and poems and all that junk. And then I started playing the guitar maybe around 13, 14, I guess. I think like a lot of people I know got into music because of either like School of Rock or Freaky Friday. That, you know how like you watch Freaky Friday,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they were in a
where she, like,
band.
does the
Yeah, and she was playing guitar.
Jamie Lee Curtis is her name?
Yeah, the mom. So I wanted to do that because I wanted to be a cool rock star.
Yeah.
So learned the guitar, learned a bunch of songs, played the piano, started listening to Lights around 14, 15, this Canadian artist, which is one of my influences. I really liked her because before then, a lot of the songs that I listened to, I didn't really relate to. Like, I couldn't relate to heartbreak or falling in love and all this other stuff. But her first album, The Listening, was more about, like, loneliness and, like, anxiety and all the stuff of just growing up and the growing pains of that. And at 14, when you're kind of early teens, you don't know what you're doing. You're, like, sad all the time and, like, whoa, changes. What? I don't know how to do anything. So listening to that gave me comfort and, like, wasn't just the lyrics, it was also just the music, because I didn't know, like, she also produced her own stuff as well, and then got really into her once she did just an acoustic album of all these songs that are, like, so strongly electronic and, like, synthy and everything. It was just, like, her and her acoustic guitar, and the songs still, like, held up. Yeah. So I'm like, holy shit, I could do that. And I did.
Nice.
I tried, yeah. More acoustic stuff. Well,
and I did.
Kind of.
I tried.
I'm trying. I'm trying to think of other influences. I like a lot of rock. I got into, like, I like a lot of female-fronted bands and singers, especially people who write and are more behind-the-scenes kind of thing. Because I can't really relate as much as I love, like, just singers and people who just sing and dance. Like, I would throw my life away for Beyonce. I can't relate. You know?
Right.
Can I think of anything? Lightheim, Paramore, for sure.
Oh,
Fueled me. Hayley Williams. She's back! She's back! That's one of her teas! Oh my god! Hayley Williams is back. We're proud of her. Yes. But she's still, like, writing with her bandmates for her solo stuff. But she's back. Right. And better than ever.
Okay, so we have like a couple of minutes left to talk about the topic. I'd like to finish. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you just a more general question rather than just us talking about like where does, and this is super like it's a big change of topic. Well, anyway, it's still in the same topic, but it's just a very different thing. Okay. So where does influence end, and when does just like theft?
Copying?
Yeah, like copyright problem. Like where would you see that?
If an artist sues you, that's probably theft.
most likely you did something that they wouldn't want.
Yeah. Well, a lot of really popular artists get sued by a lot of smaller artists because they're like, they stole my thing. And they probably never heard of you.
Okay.
So, but I don't think that's the same thing. That's just something else. That's just...
Right. Yeah. No,
what do you think?
What I'm saying is like how far will like your influences affect your music to the point where it's like, oh, you're just kind of like a cover band or like...
Yeah. I feel like it's so hard just to be 100% original now because there's so much music out there and there's so many things that you don't even think about that you're copying. Yeah. It's just, oh, I really like this one like Charlie Puth song, let me also add like a creepy whisper to my voice,
Mm.
to my song. I did
Are
though.
you talking
I did.
about
I did.
what's that?
I
I want myself.
What a great like.
Yeah.
I think I watched it because you liked it on Twitter.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I think
It's
I
good.
even like retweeted with a comment.
I think.
Yeah. To be specific.
Yeah. No, I did the creepy whisper thing
Yeah,
on
he
one of
like
my
filmed
songs.
bees and stuff.
Yeah, and
That's
like
so crazy.
I think the snare was basketball or something. Right?
Yeah, basketball.
Yeah.
That's so
Jeez.
crazy.
So, but like I thought that was a cool idea, and I did it.
Mm-hmm.
The song that I used it for does not sound like anything Charlie Puth would ever do.
Yeah, that's like what I like about influence is that you can kind of like use one for one part and use another one for one part, and you kind of create something new and original.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like
I like when a lot of, I guess this is another topic, but like genre blending, like when rap takes a classical song, like with a bunch of violins and stuff. I think that's the coolest thing. It's just you're taking influences to make your song better.
Yeah.
If you're copying it, then it's not good because it's already been done.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard because you can't be 100% original anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was 100%
Yeah,
original.
and I feel like it's very easy to copy other people, even by mistake, just because of your subconscious and like whatever. Like you find things that sound good, but it's already been recorded in another song, and you're like, "Oh, this sounds great," whatever, and then you're like
sampling?
No. Like for example, you're playing a melody, whatever, and you're like, "Oh, this sounds great," and then when you like actually like finish the song or whatever, you listen to another song that you have already on your phone or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, this is
the same melody." Yeah.
That's the same melody.
Have you ever done
happened
that?
with me. Yeah, like with a bass line for Intoxicated.
Oh.
Remember, like there's this song by Kendrick Lamar. I think it's King Kunta, and it's a very funky bass.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out something like a bass line that would go nicely with the chords that are in the song. And and it ended up being the exact same bass line. And I was like, oh, thank God I caught this before.
Yeah.
No, but not somebody else pointed it out to me. But like sometimes that can happen by accident.
For sure.
Right?
As long as you like do it before you release.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you'd release the exact same song but with crap vocals.
But like it's not even that. It's also like you have to have just the honesty to be like, oh, this is from that. Maybe let me change it. Instead of be like, no, I like wrote this song myself. That's not copied from Kendrick.
Right, yeah, there's
I'm the best.
Yeah. I mean I am, but like
I have an actual camera to look at.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, but like what I was saying, it's like you gotta have a lot of respect for your craft to like have limits, because a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be specifically in music, but like in other things, like you have
art.
Yeah, exactly. Like or like writing or any kind of like filmmaking even. Like some things are pretty copied from us, and people will be like, no, this was my choice, blah blah blah. And when it really isn't, because you just want the money or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't really care about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the end of our topic talk, which
our influences. Yeah. Each episode, we're gonna choose one song each and talk about it. We're just gonna try to each episode make our own little playlist for you to listen to.
Yeah.
And then by the end of, are we gonna have seasons? I guess so.
I don't know if podcasts have seasons. We don't really know about
seasons in podcasts.
Oh, okay, well, I guess this is it's season 1 episode.
After how many episodes, you'll have a nice little playlist of things to listen to, and that is the title of your mixtape.
All right, so go ahead and start. We'll start with you.
Well, I kind of mentioned it, but it's the name. The name of her album is also called The Listening, but this song is called The Listening.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about Lights. It was the first song I ever listened to that was like, oh my god, this is like me. This is who I am as a person, as a lost human being, at the age of 14 or something. I don't know.
We all are.
That was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought you were gonna say that was a rough time. And I was about to agree with you. That's why I was like,
I didn't know you.
oh, okay.
As I've mentioned before, the songs that I've listened to that I really liked until that point, I couldn't really relate to. But this entire song, it was just like, this is who I am. I'm like this awkward person who doesn't really know what to say to other people, and it's hard to actually like say what I mean because I'm so nervous about talking to other people. And like it's just this slow little song that like meant everything to me. And then when I saw her in like concert, I went with my sister. It was just like everything to me. I think I cried. I don't know. It was just because I couldn't relate to anything before then. I'm just like, well, I have to be like in love to write a song, or I have to like go through a breakup to write a song. Like it was very like other centered, like other person writing, I guess, about someone else instead of just like, oh, I could write about myself. I could write about my true experiences about like anxiety or like depression or like whatever. Just, you know?
Yeah.
So I chose the listening by the lights.
My
favorite singer.
My lights.
My lights.
My lights.
My lights. And that's my influence.
All right, so my song that I chose, and it's not a song that I'm like, oh, this song changed my life, you know? But it's still like a song that I feel like really hits on influences. Mm-hmm. Okay, so imagine that. Okay, so a guy that's inspired by Michael Jackson, a guy that's inspired by Eminem, and a guy that's inspired by country music.
You.
Not at all. That's why the guy that's country music, I don't have a specific artist.
Okay.
But imagine those three guys go into a studio and they make a song. What kind of song do you think it would be?
Old Town Road.
Old Town Road?
I don't know. I have no idea.
So the three people I'm talking about is Bruno Mars, Ed Sheeran, and Chris Stapleton. It's I know he's a country artist. He's very reason. Probably. Okay. So those three guys go into the studio and you say it sounds kind of like Old Town Road. It's a rock song.
Okay.
Right? It's like a really nice like rock song.
Is this song on Ed Sheeran's like
the collaboration
album?
Okay, yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's the only song, like that song stands out because a lot of the other songs are very rap based and pop based.
Yeah.
That song you would expect, at least from like Bruno Mars and Ed Sheeran together, it would be like either a ballad or like a pop, like Shape of You, or That's What I Like kind of sound.
Yeah.
But it's a rock song, and then I was thinking like all of these guys except Chris Stapleton. I'm sorry to Chris Stapleton and to all of the people that love country. Like those two guys have inspired me a lot. Are big influences, especially
Chris Stapleton.
He's a staple.
He's a staple.
A ton. Anyway, I know my bad puns are gonna make it into this, and I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. So those two guys have influenced me a lot, and they like, just like us. They when they started and all that stuff, they were just an audience, right? So they also had influences from artists that came before them, and then they're very different as well. So like Bruno Mars, he's inspired by Michael Jackson, Elvis. So that's where you kind of get to see more of the rock stuff. Prince, right?
We love.
So yeah, exactly. So then like other rock stuff, but I'm not exactly sure what. And then for Ed Sheeran, he's influenced by Eminem, but also like very folk based music from like Europe, Ireland. One of his biggest.
Is Bon Iver from Europe?
He's influenced by Damien Rice, I think.
Yeah, I can hear that.
And Eric Clapton, right? So that's like all of these different kinds of stuff, and also like big fan of rock. I think he would listen to a lot of Queen. And then there's Chris Stapleton. I'm not really familiar with all of his stuff, but I read in my small research that he's he likes country
That's
and
right
like
over here.
yeah, his guitar style is very based on Stevie Ray Vaughan, which is also kind of like blues and rock and that kind of sound. So after you think about that, it kind of makes sense that they would make a rock song. And then that a guy like me would hear it and be like, that's a good song. Mm-hmm. But it's what I kind of want to point out is the fact that it's not as simple as like one influence per person and then it kind of just passes down. It's kind of like these different kind of sounds blend. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there's got to be a little bit of Michael Jackson somewhere in there. Probably not as much Eminem. Yeah. But like in the harmonies or whatever, like it all kind of adds to new things, and I like how that creates new music and all that stuff. Okay. So that's kind of what my approach was for. Wow. I thought of that on my way here, so.
You didn't have a song?
I didn't have a song.
I told you.
But hey, did I kill it?
You did.
Hey.
That was a good influence thing.
For me.
Okay.
Well, okay.
I guess we're nearing the end of our little podcast. Episode 1. Hey, that was fun.
Yeah,
did you have fun, Aaron?
No.
Oh.
No, I did. It was really fun.
I get a new host. It's fine.
Host, yeah. I co-host.
Yeah, yes.
No, I did enjoy that a lot. I feel like we're not the most knowledgeable people for like everything related to music. No. I kind of like that. Yeah. Like we're not extreme music experts that are like, oh, this is specific person released blah 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 in 19 blah blah. Mm. We kind of just like very much like audience and musicians ourselves. Mm-hmm. So if we messed up on some of the facts, hey, it happens. You know what? There's a lot of false information out on the internet. Yeah. We're just gonna add to it. Yeah, exactly. It's fine. Or you never know. Maybe the people, the actual articles, are the ones wrong, and we said the right information. Maybe we're right. We're right about everything. Truly. I didn't know if I wanted to go for a high five. You were like fist bump feels like more badass. Fist bump, yeah. We're gonna sign off by quoting a musician every week. And it's just to inspire you for the rest of the week or whenever the next podcast comes. Oh, it's supposed to be inspirational? Okay. I already had my second one, but I don't know if it's gonna work. But anyway, what's our sign out for today? Until next time, like Lizzo said, bum 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 bay. I like that. All right, and cut.